Welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving into one of the biggest headaches in e-commerce, and that's the constant, never-ending need for new ad creatives. If you're running an online store, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You need ads for Meta, for Google, for everything. And let's be honest, you probably needed them yesterday. So let's dig into that challenge.
So, does this look familiar? You've got this amazing product, but turning it into an ad that actually gets clicks and sells? Well, that feels like a whole separate full-time job, right? You're constantly spinning your wheels, trying to whip up new visuals, testing different copy, running promotions. It is a relentless cycle, and for a lot of businesses, it's the #1 thing slowing them down.
You can really think about this in two ways: the old way and, well, a new way. The old way usually means you're hiring an agency, and that brings high costs, painfully slow turnaround times, and a lot of back and forth. Or you try to do it all yourself, but that requires some serious design skills. But what if there was another option? Imagine having your own personal automated ad factory, one that's super fast, a fraction of the cost, and, get this, requires zero design experience.
And the need for something like that becomes crystal clear when you just look at the sheer scale of the market. We're talking about over 24 million web shops out there, all fighting for the exact same customers. And to see that crowded, the speed and the volume of your advertising isn't just a nice-to-have. It's a real game-changing advantage.
And this, right here, this brings us to a really staggering fact. A full 90% of those millions of stores don't have a dedicated creative team or an agency helping them out. That is a massive number. It means the huge majority of businesses are just stuck, either compromising on the quality of their ads or worse, just getting left in the dust.
So, how do we fix that? How do you fill that massive gap? Well, that's where we get to the good stuff. Let's look at a one-click solution that's designed to automate this whole messy process. The whole promise boils down to this incredibly simple and powerful idea. You can go from a products page to a finished ad in just one click. Now that is a bold claim, for sure. So let's see what kind of tech is actually making it happen.
The tool we're digging into is called eCommerceBanner. At its core, it's an AI-powered creative platform. But the really clever part is how it works. You literally just feed it a product page URL, and it spits out ads that are already perfectly sized and optimized for all the big ad platforms.
So, how does this one-click magic actually work under the hood? It's surprisingly simple. Let's walk through the process, which really just boils down to 3 easy steps.
Okay, it could not be more straightforward. Step 1, you just copy and paste your product's URL. That's it. Then, step 2, the AI does all the heavy lifting. It scans the page, it intelligently pulls out the product name, the price, the images, the description, all the good stuff. And then, for step 3, it presents you with a bunch of AI-generated banner ideas. You just pick the one you like and boom, you export your ad.
So that simple process unlocks what is basically your own automated ad factory. Now that we know how it works, let's look at what you can actually create with it.
The outputs here cover pretty much all the bases. You can get your standard static images, your JPGs and PNGs. You can create animated HTML5 banners, which are great for grabbing attention. For the bigger players, there's even digital and broadcast quality video. And it even creates e-catalogs, which is perfect if you want to show off a whole collection of products.
And here's the really crucial part. These aren't just generic images or videos. They are automatically optimized for the specific and often finicky requirements of the world's biggest ad platforms. So whether you're running ads on Meta, Google, Amazon, or even TikTok, these assets are ready to go right out of the box. No more resizing nightmares. Okay, so let's talk about how you get access. It's designed to scale up with you. You can actually start for free and get 3 generations just to see how it works. The Essential plan is credit-based and unlocks key things like those animated HTML5 banners. If you jump up to Pro, you get a ton of credits every month plus cool features like AI image processing. And then the Enterprise plan, that's the whole shebang. Unlimited generations, video output, and direct integrations right into your ad platforms.
So who is a tool like this actually perfect for? Well, it's really been built with a few key groups in mind.
It really depends on who you are. For individual web shops, it's all about speed and being able to handle a massive product catalog without pulling your hair out. For ad agencies, this is a scaling machine.
a way to pump out creatives for dozens of clients. And for the big enterprise companies, it's all about deep integration and powering those super smart, data-driven ad campaigns.
And look, this isn't just a cool idea in a vacuum. The technology that powers all of this has already been put to the test in major campaigns for huge recognizable brands like Decathlon, Yetl, and MediaMarkt. That tells you it's robust enough to play in the big leagues.
And that whole philosophy of speed and simplicity, it absolutely extends to how you get started. The goal here is to remove every possible bit of friction.
And that means you can try it out without even pulling out your credit card. All you need is a product URL to see it in action. Even the login is simple and secure. It's passwordless, you just get a link in your email. And of course, for paid plans, you have the option for two-factor authentication for extra security.
I gotta say, I love this quote that was in their own materials. It just perfectly captures the entire vibe of the tool. It's about saving time, cutting out all the nonsense, and just getting straight to the result. It's confident, a little bit cheeky, and totally focused on getting things done.
And that really brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? If that massive hurdle of creating great ads was just gone, what would that actually unlock for your business? How many more products could you finally promote? How many more crazy ideas could you test? It's a powerful thing to think about. What becomes possible when your creativity is truly automated? Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.